G'day, how are you going today? Welcome to the show. We're going to be exploring today a particular topic. It's a matter of life and death, but it's a matter of life and death for the unborn. Now, you don't often hear this discussed on television, particularly the point that we're going to be addressing. You see, most Christians, most places, ideally, when they stop to think about it, would suggest it's far better for a mother to carry her baby through to the full term, have the baby, and after all, shouldn't the unborn deserve the full right to live as well? And that's a well-understood Christian view. But there's another point I want you to think about, and that is, should the Christian view be imposed on a secular society? And we're going to tease open and explore that view today. Welcome to today's show. And I actually think it's time we addressed this question because it goes to the very heart of how should the church and its morals influence the state? Should it be a happy marriage in an arguably Christian country? Should we just enjoy our secularism? Well, what is abortion all about and what does it affect? Is it a nothing question, so it doesn't really matter what somebody thinks? No, it's a situation that comes from great difficulty. It can cause emotional damage to the mother, of course, over many, many years, decades even sometimes. So we've asked two Christian doctors to explore this issue and open it up for us.
The law says that if the mother's health is even her psychological or psychiatric health is threatened by the pregnancy, then she is allowed to have an abortion. And I think two doctors have to be involved, and she will be offered counselling. But generally, it's not very difficult to get an abortion. There aren't too many questions asked and too many, yeah.
When you say it's not difficult to get an abortion, there are plenty of doctors that would refer a person?
Yes, well, to get an abortion you have to be referred to either Christchurch Women's Hospital or to Lyndhurst Clinic, depending on how far along you are. And the GP or the doctor that refers you has to do some swabs and has to write a referral and so on, and then basically it's dealt with by the clinic.
I guess medically people would, the earlier the better, but of course usually that means the fetus is at least probably a month old before the girl knows she's pregnant and can do anything. And the idea is that the fetus at that stage is not really human, but unfortunately it does look quite human. So that is a difficult part, there's no doubt about that. Yes, obviously as the fetus gets older, it becomes more and more difficult, more problems for both the mother especially, and of course the child becomes more viable. Babies are being saved at earlier and earlier stages. So yes, when abortion can be done at any stage in pregnancy, but ideally early.
A person comes to you asking about abortion. Is it an individual choice, or do you try and get the partner, husband along at the same time to talk it through?
I do actually try to talk to people. I always say to them, have you thought of the issues? Have you thought through this? Do you have support? Interestingly, many young women who do ask for abortion don't have that much support, and they feel it's their only option. The 35-year-old happily married person asking for an abortion is actually extremely rare because they have support and they'd be working things through. So this is one of the big problems, is just finding how much they support. I have had 2 or 3 young men deeply distraught because they were not involved in the choice process. Legally, they don't have to be, and yet they feel that they would like to be. And so that's an interesting situation. And I certainly would encourage both parties to really think through. But again, I'd like to say that the young women seeking abortion don't have support, and that's a major factor why they're going and that's perhaps not always understood.
Now, those doctors brought a very good point across, and the point was we're not talking about something that's just simple. You just don't laugh about it. This is real hard life stuff.